Hey guys, it's Robert Gardner here. Listen, I wanted you to have a little bit of a better idea of what you're getting when you sign up for this free CE class. Everybody's struggling during COVID. Totally understand it, totally get it. I just want you to know that if you want to continue studying with me in an interactive way, my CE subscription service is free for your first month to get started. Now, you don't have to sign up, but it'd be a whole lot cooler if you did. So I'm going to screen share real quick just to give you an idea of what's in there. And we've got a situation where I've recorded every class I've taught since 2017. You can very easily go through and go ahead and check out any of this stuff here. And when I do this, this is logging in. We call it the Reboot Insiders Club currently. When you've got information, let's say on a class here from Body Logic in Dallas from 2019, when you open this up, I've got tons and tons of video and tutorials where I'm leading you along, showing you how to work on various conditions, how to help your clients save your hands. It's really innovative stuff. I'm going to go back real quick. And just to give you an idea, that was one class. This is all table work from 2021 back in time, mat work. And this is me scrolling through the vault. This is how much information. There's 800 hours of my classroom instruction in here, including private in-person trainings, including information on special topics, online stuff that I've done, including massage business and social media marketing. This vault is completely full of information that you can use. I really want you to go ahead and sign up for that. Again, the first month is totally free. But in addition to this, free class that you're signing up for, I would love it if you would sign up for the CE subscription service and work with me in an ongoing way. Every 6 months, you're going to get another 6 hours of NCBTMB approved home study CE credit. It is a continuing education subscription service. In addition to those CEs that you get every 6 months for your $7 fee, you're going to get bonus offers and access to the full vault that I just screen shared. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your class, and I really, really appreciate you. If you want to sign up, there should be a link right down below. You guys have a great day. We're going to start working here in just a minute. We kind of have to go over a little bit of like logistics for how stuff goes. And you're cold right now.
Yes.
Okay,
cool.
it's going to warm up. The lights are on, cool. So probably, yeah.
Sounds
I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of a preface. This class is all completely table-based. The next class is what I call a mat mirror, which means we're going to do some similar stuff, but we're going to do it on a mat because I want you to see the difference, what happens to you biomechanically when you can use your legs and feet and kind of work with people in a very different platform. The third class is mat mastery, which means I'm going to be able to show you some information related to deeper compressions, working on a mat, and like the additional options that that platform provides. This will count for 6 hours of CE credit after I submit it. We'll go ahead and get started here in a second. I want to up my audio just a little bit, see if I can get that to just be a little bit louder. Just a little. I want to make sure I'm not booming out, but I think that looks a little bit better. Yeah. So I'm going to act like Kristen is somebody I've not worked with before, which is frankly just completely not the case. I've worked with Kristen for years now. I know what Kristen is dealing with. She knows about my emotional life and psychological life and vice versa. We've worked together a long time. One of the main things that you've got to deal with as a therapist, and I see this again and again, is people with upper back and neck pain. Kristen, much like myself, got involved in massage because she had a whiplash and like neck issues. A big part of what I'm teaching students is you have to verbally communicate with the clients. You have to do a much more detailed intake verbally, making eye contact with the client than a lot of therapists are familiar with. A lot of therapists will ask just a couple questions, take a look at the sheet, walk off, and the person's taking off their clothes. I'm going to help you change that. I want you to preferably build a practice where you're going through pain management and mobility. I also did not mention, but I do have my phone with me. If you guys decide that you need to call me or text because you're having some sort of issue, please feel free. I will do my best to answer those live, though I will say this. If you decide to call, most students in my experience seem to text. If you do call, there's going to be about a 20-second lag between what I'm saying on video and what you're hearing on the phone. You'll need to turn down the volume, let's say on your big screen TV, so you can just hear me via the phone call. But you're feel free to text me if you have any questions as we're working. Generally, the way these work, you're going to give and receive for an hour, give or take. Typically, because of the additional stuff I include related to anatomy, it's more like 45 minutes, but close to an hour give and receive. Kristen, since you are my lovely client, I will pretend that I have tons of paperwork on you right now and see that, oh no, you were in a car accident. And how many years ago was that?
6 and 5, 2 car accidents back to back.
Okay. So 5 and 6 years ago? Okay. And then like what's going on physically because of that?
My neck just always bothers me. It's always really tight, like back in like the back of my neck. I can feel my scalenes and my SCM get pretty tight. But it's just all the muscles all around my neck.
Okay. And does it ache? Does it hurt? Does it sharp? Is it broad?
It just aches. I've been trying to like change pillows and that's like a big no-no.
Okay.
So just achy. Always kind of angry.
So you try to change pillows to get the stuff to settle down, and the pillows make
just trying to change pillows is a bad idea.
Oh, okay.
Now my neck's all funky.
When you sleep, and I'm finding out information, this is what I mean about improvisation. I'll go into more detail. I'm very verbal, by the way. Do you find that, like when you sleep, do you sleep on your stomach? Do you sleep on your back, on your side?
On my back now.
Okay. Why on your back?
Because otherwise it causes hip stuff if I sleep on my side.
Hip stuff. Okay. You don't sleep on your side at all?
No, cannot. Have to sleep on my back.
Okay. That's better. My first thought is if somebody sleeps completely face down, they're always turning their head to one side. This is the stuff that you pick up as you work with people. You got to be able to figure those things out to be able to communicate with them about the stuff that's going on. Sleeping on the back, like do you have any problems sleeping on your back? Like is it hard to go to sleep or?
No, I got an adjustable base bed so that I could sleep on my back.
Okay, so whatever you got, it just
I got all set up.
Just change shape or something, or
I can put my feet up, my head up, and all that.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, however you're comfortable. People, if they ask me about sleep, I always just try to explain to them that however they sleep is best, whatever that is for them. I tend to sleep on my side, and I tend to flip sides. It's just kind of how I am. Do you have anything else that bothers you? I mean, that was 5 or 6 years ago. It sounds like you still got some issues related to that. Does anything else bother you at all?
Yeah, I mean, my QL.
QL?
Always bothers me. My QL, my hips.
And low back?
Yeah. Okay. It's been like, because I felt it as I was sitting with feet in front. I've been feeling like, psoas pinching.
Kind of, and you just feel like tightness up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
This past week it's been like sharp.
Do you feel pain in this posterior side?
Yes.
Okay. Is it like broad?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's pretty. I can. It's when you say broad. I would say no. It's not broad because I can like feel everything.
Sharp.
Yes.
Is of course like very
Specific.
Pointed. Yeah. And then broad is just like this kind of diffuse pain.
It's like both. It's definitely broad across the back, but then I can feel like my QL is very specific.
One specific. Okay. Yeah. And I'm just getting general feedback. I do this with clients. I tend to make eye contact. I've had clients literally stop and go, whoa, I've never had anybody ask me so many questions. Like their doctor is busy. Like they don't have time to sit down and spit. Does the doctor spend an hour with the patient?
No.
No. And we're massage therapists, we're not diagnosing or treating any condition, but I've had people, I just talk to them about their pain and they just start crying because nobody talks about their pain, or they have been trained not to talk about it because it annoys people or whatever else it is. Yeah. When it comes to the upper back and neck, it sounds like that's the main issue. 10 is the hospital, 0 is no pain. Where are you at right now?
I would say right now I'm probably like a 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah,
does it ever go above that?
Yes.
What 2?
I mean, it'll go up to like 7, 8.
Sometimes a 7 or 8. Okay, it's at a 5 right now. And then does it ever drop below a 5?
Yeah, after I get like steady body work and stretching regularly and that kind of stuff.
Okay. When you get a good session, let's say you work with me because we know you do.
Yeah.
Does it improve?
Yes.
What does it drop to?
Oh man, I can get down to like 3.
3, 2. Okay. And then does that 3 or 2 stay for a while? Does it
it stays for a while. It just depends on how regular I stay with my body work. And I'm getting weekly sessions, then I'm good. But I've just been kind of like falling back and working out more, and I've been throwing all these different things in there, kind of throwing off my schedule.
And Kristen is in this safe spot where, this was 5 or 6 years ago. Like I had a whiplash and what led me to work, but that was 20 years ago. Like I've completely adjusted, adapted to whatever trauma, my body had. And in her case, because we're working on improvisation and like chronic pain management, you got to be really adept at being able to switch things and change things. I teach these sequences: intro tie, table tie, phase 1, phase 2. This is just to get the students started. These are foundational sequences. And then I said, hey, here's a subscribers vault with 700 hours of my footage that continues to grow each week as I upload new stuff. You got to be able to improvise, and part of that improvisation is trying to figure out what you think somebody is having problems with. And for me, some of the muscles we got to deal with in today's class: back muscles generally. And we're going to deal with this in a way that I think is going to shock you a little bit. It's going to be a little bit different than what you guys are used to. And you always have to communicate. The pressure or intensity of a stretch or movement is always general to specific, then superficial to deep. That's always the way that this flows and the way that it goes. I need you to be able to verbally communicate with the clients to be able to help them. And when we go into other muscles that I think we're going to generally deal with people with upper back pain, the stuff that we see so commonly, you also have issues with levator scapula and trapezius. People, Kristen and I both, have issues with neck muscles. I took out semispinalis, capitis, and the suboccipitals because I see them quite often in people who were having problems, but they're just two of the many neck muscles that you could be dealing with. And then we're going to get to what I think is really the issue for a lot of people. Dum dum dum, ba-boom! I think the pecs are a huge issue for people with upper back and neck pain because it's pulling their posture and their shoulder blades into a slouch. It's pulling them into thoracic flexion instead of thoracic extension. And we're going to deal with this, guys. We're about to blow your mind probably. When we talk about thoracic flexion and thoracic extension, we walk upright. It's a completely different posture than being a quadruped. We want to put somebody in essentially what I think of as thoracic extension, a back bend. Their shoulder blades fall back and open instead of slouching down and forward when we're on a computer, slouching down and forward when we drive, or some position. No one is like falling into a back bend all day. I think that's pretty obvious to people. We understand that. That is the core posture that we're going to have to deal with today. And I'm going to show you completely innovative ways to deal with this, which make me a near pariah in my industry. So, you have issues upper back and neck?
Yes.
Okay. Are your pecs tight?
Oh, I'm sure they are.
I mean, we work together all the time. So.
Yeah, I was just showing a client how to stretch them earlier, and I was like, ooh, yeah, I should do this more often.
And everybody, I mean, me included. One, I'm a guy, don't have breast tissue. The additional weight of breast tissue is even more challenging for women because it's pulling their shoulder blades down and forward. Then I, as a male therapist who work on female colleagues and clients, I have to figure out how to deftly work around breast tissue to be able to help clients. And dun dun dun, you do not have to have all the same equipment that I do, okay? I'm gonna bring this out real quick. I got blankets. I got pillows. Whatever kind of pillows you listen, I don't care if you got a couch and you got to grab couch cushions, whatever you got to do. Whatever you got is whatever you got. You got to be creative, okay? I've got these guys if they're absolutely needed. These are just like furniture basically for around my mat. Anything that you've got that you think will work. And I sent you the link because we're going to the future of our industry. I don't know, Kristen's not even responding, emotionally or otherwise. This is a very firm foam roller. I'm going to show you how to use this to put the person in thoracic extension. If one of you is about to receive and you feel like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to focus and pay attention, you don't have to. I don't expect you to memorize this. You're going to have access to the video after the fact. You're going to be able to review this, and I'm going to go over the anatomy and the stuff again. So I'm a handy dandy massage therapist. I have a handy dandy massage license. A client has come in and I say, hey, what was going on? What are you having issues with? And then I take this out. What does the client think?
They're like, what is that?
I came for a massage, and it's like, okay, hold on. they came because they're having a problem with upper back and neck pain.
Yeah.
Problem, solution. We're going to slightly change the service. Now, what I'm going to have Kristen do is her head is going to be down towards me. And we got a little groove here, but you can put this guy as high or as low into your thoracic spine as you would like. Now, the client's not going to know what thoracic spine is. I'm going to be like, listen, basically it needs to be right over here around your shoulder blades. I want you to do a little back bend over on the table just to tell me where you need to go. Higher, lower?
That's good.
Right there? Okay. Now, you can put your hands behind your head if you need more support there. Now, do you find that for your spine, do you want to fall back? Do
Yes.
you want to fall? Okay. And then how far back with the head and neck?
Me here.
Right there,
A little
spine?
head support, yeah.
Okay. You said you need some head support.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Now, she knows this. She's worked with me before. She kind of knows what's going on. So now I'm going to use blankets, props, pillows, whatever I've got. We're going to put in one first on the upside.
One more.
You need more than that. Okay.
One blanket.
So the blanket, and this is why I love these as props, these can be customized because I can fold it and make it thicker. I'm going to put one just to start, just to see how she responds to that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So from here, what happens if you move your arms around?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it making the pressure from the foam roller, is it making the pressure from this like more extreme?
No.
Okay. Is it doing anything beneficial?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you feel?
I feel in my thoracic, I've got, well, I feel that there's that pressure there, and then I've got the back bend the upper body, my cervical.
Okay. What does it feel like?
I feel opening.
Opening?
Yeah.
Does it feel light? Does it feel good? Does it feel like
it
you
feels good.
want more pressure? Does
Yeah, I want a little more pressure.
more pressure?
Maybe I
Okay.
supported my head too much.
Okay. And then she said maybe she supported her head too much, and I don't know. This is where we got to change things. I'm going to shift it here. Let's take this out and see what happens. Because
Yeah,
often they'll start. Remember we said general to specific, superficial to deep. One of you is starting to receive this. You're going to put them on the table. Go ahead and kick that off. I'm going to put my bolster there to the side. Now from there, how are you feeling in your lower back because of this?
feels good.
Okay. Is there any changes you can make to make your lower back feel better?
No, it feels comfy.
Okay. So from here, bend your knees for me. I just want to
Okay.
check something. When you press your feet and you like lift your bottom, does it put more pressure on the foam roll
Yeah.
in a way that you like?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to change this again. I'm going to come in with my handy dandy bolster and lift your bottom for me. I'm going to slide that through. How's that?
Oh, that's very nice.
Does it feel like you're getting more pressure now on this foam roll?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want more than that?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna have another blanket. I'm gonna do it again, just because I want to see. We don't know what her baseline is or where she's gonna be. Lift up for me, and let's see from there. How's that?
Well, that's nice.
Is that better?
Yeah.
And how is it better for you?
I don't know. It lifted my hips up to put more pressure on the thoracic spine.
Okay, so does it feel better on the low back?
Yes.
Good. Does it feel better on this because you're getting more pressure now?
Yes.
Good. Okay. When I roll this, if I roll it up or down, which of those do you like?
Up.
You like it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I roll up from right here, how's that?
That's good.
Now, if I was to press, if I was to lean into this, I'm just going to see more that way or more like this way, like a pull.
Well, that's nice.
That's better. So I'm going to come, it's a little harder for me to pull. I want to put my weight behind this. How's this right here?
That's nice.
Right there? Okay. And up.
Yeah.
Now, am I connecting with her physically? Am I touching you?
No.
Do you feel like I'm not working on you?
No.
And that's what I wanted to point out, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to me and working with me.
So I want to get some feedback from you now. If you were to turn, if you were to shift just a little bit, if you were to turn just a little bit towards the right or a little bit to the left, which one of those feels better?
The right.
When you turn to the right, what do you feel?
I just feel it kind of lighting up.
Lighting up.
Like I feel like there's tight muscles there that I'm able to like
Okay.
work
So
on.
roll to where you feel that light up.
Okay, right here.
Yeah. Now right there? Okay. Now I'm going to provide a prop here because I want to see if this is going to change anything. If I bring that in, how's that? Higher than that or good?
Higher than that.
Higher than that. Okay. Let me just a little bit more. How's that?
That's good.
Is that the spot?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, without you doing any work, is it focusing on that area?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to come back around just like before and try to see, is it more when I roll up here?
Yeah.
Right there? Okay. So she likes that. Now I'm going to add another piece. Listen, Kristen, it's not too, how do I say this? It is not too sharp where it's pressing right now.
No.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to put some pressure right around your ribs right here. How's that?
It's nice.
Okay. So I'm following the movement of exhalation where the rib cage is closing to be able to deliver pressure there. You can see that there's a hook around breast tissue, completely clothed. What do you think, right there? Okay. Now, if I lean in, do you mean to go like in, almost like towards your spine, or more like down towards the table?
Down towards the table.
Okay, she liked that down towards the table, and I felt like I was bending my hand at the wrist here. The thing about the work is, you have to do stuff that feels good to you as much as it feels good to the client. I'm going to come around and see, because she wanted kind of down and over, I want to see if I can come from this side, and if I can grab here. How's that right there?
It's nice.
Okay, now since this other hand is now free, what happens if I press here? I'm mobilizing her rib cage, trying to access the thoracic spine. How's that right there?
It's nice.
Okay. Do you need more over to the right or back to the left?
To the right.
Tell me when.
When?
Okay. Now, she naturally, on her own, you see how she put her hands over her head? She just made herself comfortable. If I'm holding you right here, do you like this rock or do you like static?
Rock.
A little bit of rock? Now, what happens if you move your head and neck around? Is there any movement you can make with the head and neck to make it better?
It's about the same in the head and neck.
It's about the same?
That feels nice on my thoracic.
I'm working the back from the front. I'm working the back from the front. I'm working the posterior chain by pressing in the anterior chain. We're opening up the spine and allowing her to go into a nice, supported, comfortable back bend. If I didn't have a foam roller, what I can do is just go ahead and roll up blankets to make a bigger, broader roll. Maybe you have a yoga mat that you can roll up. Maybe you have some other round pillow. Whatever you've got that is comfortable to you is what I recommend. She is in this position much longer than I could manually hold her in because she's just supported with props. Now, which direction would you, if you had to say right now, are you getting tired of being a back bend, for instance?
No, I just want to go that way now.
You want to go that way? Okay. So I'm going to take this blanket out because that was propping, and she just had that response of just like relief because we changed the position.
Yeah.
So now you want me to switch it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll do that. Now, do you see how quickly she learned to do this? So Kristen, have I done this with you before?
No.
Exactly. Let's try right there. Is that high enough?
Yeah.
Is that supported enough?
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, do you want me to do the same thing from this side?
Yeah.
Kind of like down and in? Okay. Let me move this to the side. Let me put this out of the way. So right on the ribs, pressing down right there. Okay. Let me have my handy dandy controller there. Let me see if we can get a different angle on this. There we go. Right at the ribs. Right in there. Now, rock.
I love rocking.
You're like me.
Yeah.
Now, what you get is those articulations along the spine. And I think you're
Like
much...
I don't know with my arms.
Oh, no, you're fine. So with your arms, what feels most comfortable?
They're just flailed out.
And what accentuates what we're doing? Because you can put your arms down by your side as long as you don't slap me.
No, I don't want to slap you.
Okay. So in there. Okay. How's all this over here?
available.
And the thing is, it was because she had her arm up. Normally, I mean, the thing is too, this area can be very tender for a lot of people, but I've worked with you before. If I came in and hooked almost like a long serratus right here, how's that?
It's nice.
Okay. How's the rocking from there?
Good.
There we go. Creatively accessing an area. Does the client feel like I'm not doing massage to them? I'm not doing body work to them.
No, I definitely do.
That's
Maybe
how
you're working on it.
that's how I see it. It's just we get to change the parameters of what we've been doing. I'm going to come around to this other side because I just wanted to try this. Where do you want this arm? You prefer it right there?
Wherever.
Okay. So I'm going to come in and grab right here. I'm going to grab along the side. How's that right there? Do you need more pressure down? How's that?
Nice.
Okay. So I'm using this hand to grab, to wrap around. How's that?
Nice.
There we go. And with the foam roll, if I roll it just a little bit up
Yeah.
or a little bit down?
Up.
More up?
This would be nice to use on your clients that are like heavier set too. For mat work. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about mat work.
This is mat work. It's a sky mat.
I'm on my sky mat.
We think there. Okay. Now with the arm over here, what happens if you move that guy around? Can you get any accentuated?
Ooh.
Is it good there?
Yeah, I'm feeling it in like my intercostals.
There you go. There you go. Man, because I was getting tired of just holding that spot, I'm going to back off for just a second. I'm going to let her recalibrate. She's going to learn over time to communicate with me verbally so we can figure out where we're going to move her next. Like, do you want me to take that out, the blanket?
Yeah.
Okay, because now you want to be balanced, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to take this guy down. I'm going to go back to where we were. We want to see. So she did this. Do you notice this? We didn't teach her this. She did it on her own. She naturally just shifted. And what I think you did you put the foam roller a little bit lower?
Yeah.
Aha, because we've already opened up an upper section of the thoracic spine. She's trying to come down to a little bit lower section of the thoracic spine. Now she starts to rock her hips. I just see this as I'm working on her. She just moves this around. Totally awesome. What do you feel? Do you want like these taken out? Like what's going on for you?
No, that would probably make it super intense,
That
wouldn't
would, it would make it more intense.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to make it less intense,
You'd add
the
another
opposite, I'd add another pillow.
Yeah.
I'd add another set of blankets. So the pressure on the foam roller is even less. This is why this stuff is so important. One of the reasons I like this foam roll is it's very, very firm. It's very pointed in that area that it's pressing on, and it gave her a chance to choose. Now I'm gonna get even more creative. You guys are probably gonna love this, by the way. I'm gonna grab a chair. I'm gonna grab the squeakiest chair that I've got, the one that makes the most noise because it works wonderful from our videos. I'm gonna come in, she's got her arms down, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab her head and neck, and I'm just gonna engage in some little movements here. I'm just gonna start to just like, you know, anytime I would on a table, sitting down, I'm just gonna come in and put some pressure in here, kind of mobilize. Oh, you see,
amazing.
there you go. And from over here, how's that? There we go. When your neck hurts you, do you notice, is it more like sort of like the base of the neck, or is it more like up high?
It's a 5.
Up high usually. So like suboccipitals and stuff? Okay, so like up here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for her, she's saying that specifically she's having more issues with those suboccipitals, kind of the base of the skull, but you're also getting trapezius, you're also getting semispinalis capitis. You're getting layer after layer of muscle right there. So communicate with the client, find out where they're having issue, and then start to think about movement, start to think about focusing on that area and what you might be able to do to help them with that issue. I've got her hooked a little bit more on this right side with the suboccipitals, my fingertips right in there. My hand is starting to get just a little bit tired, so I'm going to switch. I'm going to go back to the left side. How's that? Okay, right there. Now, she's on the foam roll. I've got her hooked right here. I have this nice support here with this hand hooked in. Now, what happens if I give you some of this? Does that help?
Sure.
Now, does it feel better on the neck, or is it the pressure on the foam roll?
Pressure on the foam roll.
Pressure on the foam roll. But you like that?
Yeah, I do like it.
And then how's the movement in the neck there?
It's nice.
Okay. We remind people, they don't know this. They don't know that the shoulder blade is connected to their neck. Make sense? I could pull on your arm and be working on your neck, but the clients don't know that.
No.
They have to feel it. How's that?
It's nice.
Okay. Then I'm just going to switch sides. Just going to come in, come over here. How's this? And I've just got a broad hand hold here. This is just a broad palm compression. I'm not hooking the hands. I was giving them a break for a second. But I like this back and forth, this shaking of the neck. Being creative. Don't feel like you're limited to just what I'm showing you. There's a million ways you can improvise on this. Kristen, where you're at right now, how does it feel on your upper back and neck?
Upper back and neck feels pretty open.
Okay. What's up with the low back?
I would say low back is just chilling. Mid back is like, woo!
Okay. Mid back from the foam roll?
Yep.
Okay. Is it too much?
Edge.
Edge? Okay. Do you feel like you want to take your sacrum and like lift your lower body higher? Or like what would you do to make it a little more comfortable?
Move the foam roll.
Okay. And you're going to do that for yourself?
Yeah.
And you moved it just a little higher, it looked like.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want your head to go back further?
They could.
Okay. And we're exploring here. I don't know. Like you're the boss.
Yeah,
I want to convey that to my clients. I'm like, hey, we're trying to figure out what works best for you. We're going to change this real quick because this pillow is big and smooshy, right?
Yeah, big
But these pillows, blankets are more firm. Let's try this and see. Is that too much?
Oh.
Too much?
No.
Okay.
It was just a big change.
It was just a big shift. Okay. So it took you a second to acclimate to it.
Yeah.
Pressure is general to specific, superficial to deep. Now, she's down lower. I want to see what happens if I come in like this now. Is there any major difference here for you?
I mean, the backbend's, increased, but...
Does it feel like it's helping more than what we were doing before?
Yeah.
Deeper.
Deeper.
Progressive.
I'm progressive.
She's progressive. Nice. Don't say that to your very conservative clients. It's okay. Don't start a political debate in the middle of your session.
No, it's not good.
Okay.
There could be some tension.
And then I'm just going to switch sides just like before. Just coming in over here just to see. Changing camera angle so they can see what that looks like. And then how's your low back and like your legs? All good?
All right.
Okay. Now, if I allow you, so I get this kind of like big lift and lengthen. I can always, without cream, I can hook at the base of the neck and sort of scoop up on the left side. Then I can hook at the base of the neck on the right and scoop up. How's that?
Good. Sorry, there's still a little bit of conditioner in my hair.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. And then I've got this pull, this general kind of traction up. It's like I'm lengthening her neck so I can lay her back down. How's that? Is that a good spot? Now, what's going on for you? Do you feel like you want more pressure, like on the foam roll? Do you want to like more push on the shoulders? Like tons of options I can deal with at this point.
Push on shoulders sounds nice.
Okay, and we're just going to try that. She doesn't know. I mean, you could ask them if they want this, but they don't know. They've never had it before. Makes sense? Yeah. So I'm going to come in just on this side, and I'm going to see. If I come in right here, how's that? Yeah. Okay. Is that preferred?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to take this arm, and I'm going to move this arm down into this position. How's that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how's it if I press from right there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to block with my leg right here. I've got her leg right there, but I'm blocking so I can press on the shoulder. How's that right there?
Awesome.
Okay. Now, if I'm pressing down on the shoulder right here, how would it feel, and I'm just getting feedback from you, how would it feel if I came in on the rib cage in the opposite direction? How's that?
That's good.
Okay. Now, more shoulder or more rib cage?
Shoulder?
Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit more on the shoulder hand. Now, more to the midline or more lateral?
Actually, I think it's rib cage, more midline.
Okay, more midline, and you want a little more rib cage.
Yeah.
Cool, there you go. Thank you so much, Kristen, for communicating with me. How's that? Cool. So let's say I get tired. For whatever reason, she's changing her position a little bit.
Is that okay?
Totally fine. So here's the deal. This is, Kristen, this is exactly what I want. She's starting to improvise with me, but she's doing so in a way that's easier for us both to deal with. If my hand right here was getting tired, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this up. I'm going to come across with my big, broad, this isn't sharp, this is big, broad forearm. How's that right there?
That's good.
There we go. More midline or more lateral?
It's lateral.
A little bit? Right there? How's that?
Good.
There we go. I'm pressing through the rib cage down onto the foam roll. The pressure is pretty intense on this roller, right?
Feels good though.
Yeah. Now, how is it? I'm using my left thigh there. I'm going to see if I can show this. I'm using my left thigh to like move the foam roller as I'm leaning in right here. Because she's going to feel that in her back. How's that right there?
It's good.
There we go. Does it feel like it's helping? Good. Right there. Then my right hand was getting a little tired. My right hand where I'm pressing right there started to feel a little bit in my wrist, so I'm just going to back off. I'm going to take my time, and she likely, most clients will do this, she may reposition. See, immediately she starts like, oh no, I want this spot. I want to pick this new spot I want to work on. And you see, listen, she's taking the bolsters, she's moving the bolsters around, she's doing all this stuff for her own body because she is the ideal client. Now, Kristen, would you pay me for this?
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Now, from there, what's going on? Because your head is pretty far back. You got this pretty extreme, like, head back posture from where you are. What do you feel?
I mean, I feel tightness in the occipitals. That's the main thing jumping out at me. I can feel like, I guess I might be able to feel like the scalenes or like the SCM.
Okay. Now, the clients wouldn't know scalenes or SCM. They just say like it feels
my neck
tight.
feels tight.
It feels tight in the front of the neck.
Yeah.
Does the head back posture like this feel like it's helping that, or are you too far back?
No, it feels like it's helping.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool. Do you want me to like lift this a little higher?
Lift what? The back?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, so let's do this. So this is why I love these as bolsters. I'm going to fold this in half. So we're just going to do a half right there. How's that?
That's good.
Is that a little better?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want more pressure into the foam roll?
No.
No more pressure there.
No.
Okay. Now I'm going to come down just for a second. I'm just going to go to the other edge, which is working on the legs. I'm going to come down here. Now I want you to notice, look at this. I'm pressing on her thigh. What's moving?
My neck.
I'm pressing on her thigh. Big, broad pressure. Now, what do you notice? Do you notice this? Or do you notice what's up here?
I'm noticing that.
You notice that more. Okay, so I can kind of use that to my advantage. Do you want more pressure here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna change this up because I've used that for a little bit of movement, but now I want to come in for a little bit more pressure. To do that, and to do that in a way that I think her body is going to receive a bit better, I'm going to put a big towel down. I'm going to fold that guy because I want to be able to come in and apply some pressure here, but now I've got 8 layers of towel between my forearm and her leg. How does it feel when somebody comes and takes an elbow and makes you jump, right?
Surprising.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is come in here and go, how's that?
Nice.
Cool. Is that too much?
No.
Okay. Do you want more down towards the knee or more towards the hip? Okay. Tell me when.
Oh, you went on what? When it stop?
Yeah. So I can go up or I can go down. Which do you?
What if I don't ever tell you to stop?
then I'll just keep going. I mean,
That's
this is your session. You are paying.
It's true.
So the client says, hey, they love that. But because of the table height, I set the table kind of low because I wanted a little bit more leverage. I'm just going to take my chair over because she really liked that. But I want to drop my center of gravity so I can sit here and do this. How's that?
That's good.
There we go. See, I'm right in on top. Through clothes, working tissue. Client is not naked. Potential to work publicly. Potential to put phone on tripod and make video and distribute information globally. My towel is starting to slide away. I'm going to put it back up. There we go. How's that?
Very good.
Now from here, do you want a little more in the rib cage?
Yeah.
I'm just giving this arm a rest. How's this through here?
Very nice.
And she had her arms up, so this space was open. How does that all feel?
Oh, good.
Cool. Does it feel like it's beneficial?
Yes.
Great. Now the big question. Do you find this relaxing? And I dare say that she finds it relaxing enough that she doesn't know that I asked a question.
Oh, you asked me. I was out. Do I find this relaxing? Yes. I was just kind of like dozing off a second ago.
But that's why it proved my point.
Yeah.
Make sense?
I heard you talking, but I don't know. I thought you were talking to someone else.
But I call this, Kristen and I both do this to each other, by the way.
Yeah.
We call this falling in.
Yeah, I fell in.
And if
I was like dreaming.
and if you're Robert's annoyed all the time, irritated. Kristen works on me and I go.
Yeah, he finally stops talking. It's crazy.
Right in there.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm getting serratus. I'm getting a bit of latissimus dorsi, getting a little bit of the teres group around the shoulder blade there. How's it when it gets to your tricep?
Nice.
Cool. Does it feel like it's helping the upper back and neck at all?
Sure.
Cool. Just playing, just riffing on a theme. Tons of options. The creativity comes out of your capacity to communicate with the clients and play. Play with movement. Muscles cause movement, and we use movement to access those muscles. Now I'm just going to switch sides. I'm going to bring this guy up. How's this over here?
Oh my God.
Cool. You see right there. Good spot?
Yes.
Right in there. And then same thing, you kind of like that pressure in the quad, pressure in the leg.
Yes.
Okay. And then if I start working the rib cage from here, how's that?
It's nice.
Okay. She generally wants the same thing. I was asking for feedback because I wasn't quite sure if she'd want the same thing or maybe it would be a little bit different. If I'm in the quad up here, how's that? Is that what you're looking for, in other words?
Sure.
Right in there. Got a squeaky table. Nice. Adds that little audio edge that we need. Now from right here, if I start to press into the ribs, in along the shoulder blade, how's this?
Very nice.
Nice. Nice. Nice. Now, don't forget, we're still working on her upper back and neck, but we trick her. Because is she thinking about her upper back and neck?
No. I didn't know what I was just thinking about. That's good.
We've changed right here,
Yeah.
right there. You said a little bit more. Was it a little bit higher right there?
Yeah, a little higher.
There we go, right there.
Yeah.
And is that broad or is that too sharp?
Broad.
Okay. A little lower, a little higher, right there, right there.
Yeah.
There we go. Completely clothed. Why not do this instead of chair massage?
Body mechanics.
I think you like the body mechanics on the chair better?
No mat work.
Oh, okay. You like the body mechanics of this, in other words, comparatively.
Yeah, those reviews, yeah, definitely. That was bomb.
Right through there, how's that?
Good.
I'm going to give myself a break just for a second. I'm just going to disconnect. I could continue working if that's what she requests. Where are you at right now, Kristen? How's that feel?
Feels good.
Okay, is anything shifted? Do you feel like uncomfortable in your upper back or uncomfortable in your low back? Anything?
A little uncomfortable thoracic.
Okay. Do you need to move the roller like up or
I
down?
think so.
Which direction do you think you want to go?
Yeah, it's whatever.
Okay.
It's on.
So go ahead and just like shift it. You can shift it wherever you like. Upper, lower, it doesn't matter. You can put all the way in your low back. It doesn't matter to me.
I just see somewhere next. Oh no, I don't need next support.
Okay. So do you want me to take the pillow underneath your neck out? Is there a reason to drop that even lower? Okay.
That's nice.
And then from there, because she's picked a new spot with the foam roller, I'm gonna find out real quick. We've already done some pressure in here. I think I want to change it up just a little bit and try something a little bit different. I want to come in and see. I'm going to move this controller. She's checking her computer-y phone thing. Let me see your arm.
Oh,
I got this. I got that one. You can put that one back up if you want.
I'm like, what do I do with these things?
So if I'm bringing you down and over, how's that?
That's nice.
Okay, she likes this. So when I bring her down and over this way, and I've got just this good grip around her hand and arm, just this good grip right there, as I'm pulling her down and over, I am lengthening levator, scapula, and trapezius. Remember, muscles cause movement. We're using movement to access those muscles. When I'm pulling you down there, do you feel like you want more, or is that good?
That's good.
Okay. Do you prefer a little more like twist or a little more down?
Twist.
So you see how the very quick answer? She's working with me. That feedback lets me know what she wants to work on. I'm actually going to use this for a little bit of support because I can use my thigh here to block. How's this?
Oh.
Okay. And how's your hand and arm right there?
Oh, that's nice.
Cool. I can add that in.
I like this.
Tons of options. Okay.
That's really nice.
Tons of options where you can work on the hand and arm this way. How's that? So she gave me a really good and that's the verbal. She gave me a really good I'm gonna reach down, pull her over like this, and then I'm gonna reach around because I can. How's that?
Woo! Yes.
Oh, so we're giving her a temporary respite. She's not as much in a back bend. She's more in a twist right here, right?
Yeah.
Right along your spine there.
Yeah.
There we go. And then I'm going to slowly unroll her. And then she can slightly reposition. I'm going to switch it. I'm just going to go to the other side. I want to do the same thing. Just want to do it from another angle. And then how are you feeling? Do you need a shift?
No.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I can work around it.
It's too bad it's already off.
Too bad. Your
I'll
little
have a pocket.
give it to the output with your stuff. Her little mini computer. So this arm, hand that one over to me.
You can have it.
Okay. And if I come, is it a little more down, or is it a little bit more over?
That's all of it.
All of it. Okay.
I'm feeling it my psoas when you pulled me the other way.
She feels it where?
And my psoas when you pulled me that way.
Into her psoas. Who knows? She likes to listen to that groan. Oh, yay. It's working all those muscles in the back. General to specific.
I don't tell you what your client be like.
Superficial
What are you doing with this madness? I love it.
to deep.
That's what I would say if I was just
Now, if the foam roll was too dense, too thick, I told you could roll up blankets, it would make it softer. I like this, and I knew in her case that I would prefer the foam roll, which is why I provided the link, you guys, where you can pick that up if you want. It doesn't matter if you get a softer foam roll, denser foam roll, larger foam roll. It depends on what the client can take and what feels best to them.
That's nice.
So when I bring you over, I'm going to get some of the hand right
Oh,
there.
I
How's
love
that?
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So now we're working on the back,
Yep.
or we're working on the neck,
Yep.
or we're working on the shoulder,
Yep.
or we're working on the traps,
Yep.
or we're working on the arm,
Yeah, you better believe it.
working on Kristen. Kristen is a whole unique organism.
Kristen's gonna try to stay awake.
Right in there. How's that?
Good.
This again also gives her a little bit of a break from the back bend. This is deep enough, big enough where I'm pulling her around to open her off of that foam roll. Right in there. Ooh, right there. Oh, 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 right in there. Right. And I'm going to pull her over, and just like before, going to get that grip, going to reach around. How's that?
Yeah.
There we go.
That's nice in my QL.
Aha. QL. Did I sit and pull up the anatomy for the QL? No, because I wasn't even planning to work on QL. We're just working on this area. I'm going to slowly, again, just unroll her. Put her down comfortably. You can put your arms in whatever position you'd like, Kristen.
On the noodle. I'm just going to be here if you see.
You're totally fine. Is there something else at the moment that, like, do you need to shift position in any way?
I mean, why not, you know?
Okay. Because she may just want to lay. I'm trying to find out from her. Okay, and then when you did that, does it just feel like it's putting pressure on a slightly different spot?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to come into the ribs again. How's that? Because I'm going back to the same move, but it's not just me pressing on the ribs and affecting the intercostals. It's not just me pressing on the rib cage and affecting respiration. It's me putting her in thoracic extension to open the pec and pec minor, and to be able to put her into a passive back bend. When I come along and press into the ribs, I'm using that as a handle for the torso to be able to mobilize on top of the foam roll.
Yeah.
Right
in QL. I love
there. Now, if for some reason this was too sharp, could I put a towel over here? Absolutely.
Sure.
In her case, I think she's open enough that I
Yeah.
can do this without issue.
Yeah.
And this is a big, big, broad palm. Very big and broad right there. But I want to combine steps now. I want to come in, I'm gonna switch this now. I'm gonna use my right hand, but I'm gonna give some arm traction. How's that?
Good.
Cool. Does the arm traction feel like it helps it?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm just grabbing her arm and shaking it out, getting some traction there. How's that?
Yeah.
There we go. Movement. 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 And then I'm going to slowly switch to the other side. Feel free to move your arms if you need to. I always want them to feel comfortable wherever we, reposition them to. How's that? Okay. So I'm going to see if I can come in, get an angle on this so we can see. I'm going to switch arms because now I can pull with this arm. Should be able to do this. I should be able to pull with this arm and then affect the rib cage there. How's that? Cool. Felt like she was holding this right arm just a little bit more, so I'm going to shake that guy out. And I'm bending at the joints. I'm bending at the elbow, moving at the shoulder, trying to get her to get that to let go and give it to me. There we go. How's that?
Yeah.
Now, I get tired. I'm like, oh, let's do some hand work. Does her head and neck move when I do this? She thinks I'm working on her fingers. She thinks I'm working on these little tiny joints right there. But look at her neck. Look at that movement there. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get a 5-finger grip, thumb to thumb. Gonna shake that out. How's that there? There we go. And across the wrist. Just lean and hang out. So what do you think? A little more lateral? Like out to the side, or a little more down?
Down.
You gave me some resist. Is that good?
I didn't mean to.
Oh, no, you're fine. I didn't know if you did it on purpose because you were trying to pull through that.
Oh.
Now, do you want some pressure on your legs as well?
Yeah.
Okay, because we can build up to this. And to demonstrate this is where we're adding layers, right? I'm going to put this guy back down. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get a decent angle for this. He should be able to check this out. I'm going to grab here and shake out. How's this right there?
Okay.
Is that too much?
No, just didn't know what's happening.
This is my forearm on steroids. Now down towards the knee
Okay.
or up towards the hip.
Oh God.
Down towards the knee, down towards the knee,
I mean, it's tender that way.
or up towards the hip. Which do you prefer?
Ah.
A little
I
bit
would say
down?
that down towards the knee probably needs more
Okay.
work. Up still has, like, it has,
Just gently leaning.
yeah.
That's all. Just gently leaning. Big and broad. Forearm on steroids.
Woo! Oh my God, Ara, that sucks.
This?
Yeah, my arm hurts. I didn't realize how tight it was.
So I'm gonna give it a break for just a second. I'm gonna switch it out. I'm gonna bring this guy over. Same basic idea. Just gonna come around to the opposite side. But now this forearm on steroids. I'm gonna come in right there. How's that? So a little more down or a little more up?
Down.
Tell me when.
When?
Right there? Okay. Is it too much pressure?
No.
Okay, how's that? Right there.
Yeah.
Forearm on steroids. Right in there. Right in there. Right in there. Now, even though I'm working here, how does your upper back and neck feel?
Good.
Okay. Is anything uncomfortable?
No.
Phew. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right into. And just like before, I'm going to back off a little bit. I'm going to work through the hand. A little bit of that neck movement, right? Right through the fingers. Right through there. And I'm going to slowly put her back down. I'm going to move this guy out of the way. And how are you feeling from right there, Kristen? Do you feel like you need to move? Other than the fact that you're dead?
I'm dead.
We have successfully killed the client.
Real. It's done. It's a done deal. Sorry, I'm not available anymore. That's great.
So slowly what I want to do is I want to take this stuff out.
Okay.
Okay, so can you press your feet into the mat to lift your hips? There you go. So I want to take the foam roll out first. Can you lift up real big and high? There we go. Cool. Then I'm going to slide these guys out and just slowly take your time. I want her to slowly engage in the process of standing up because I want her to sit. I want her to stand, walk around a little bit. I want her to change her position to let me know how she feels compared to when we started.
Definitely blood flowing on the backside.
There was a lot of compression.
Yeah.
I mean, you were there for an hour.
Was it
I mean,
really?
Well, 45 minutes. 45 minutes.
Yeah, it feels good.
But 45 minutes in a back bend. How does the upper back and neck feel?
Perfect. My low back though is like, what the hell, my turn.
Okay, so what's up with the low back?
I just feel like my QL now is just kind of like, hey,
Okay,
like right here.
and we had her in a position, right?
Yeah.
We weren't as focused, not that we didn't focus at all on the upper back, the lower back, but it wasn't as focused on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move my bolster out of the way because she's just stretching and moving around. Real common for clients to do this. We also worked on a part of her body. If something else really opens up, does the
Yeah,
other,
my neck's like perfect.
it doesn't feel like anything, does
No,
it?
it's just like,
Now,
fine.
but here's the thing. How much time did I really spend pressing on your neck?
You really didn't. I mean, you were working on all these other things. Is that magic?
Is it magic?
I'm just kidding.
Oh. The issue is people are out and forward, okay? They're not in retraction. They're in protraction all day.
Yeah.
They're jutting the chin forward, looking at computer screens, doing that sort of thing, slouching forward. We put her into thoracic extension. We were able to induce a back bend for a prolonged enough time to be able to get the pec and pec minor in particular to let go and allow her shoulder blades to open back. What that does is it sets some of the postural tone and balance for what goes up the spine, into the cervical spine, into the neck itself. It's one of the easiest ways to get clients with constant chronic upper back and neck pain to get that stuff to let go, to be able to address muscles that are easy to access by using length instead of just pressing, just mashing, just compressing our carpal muscles, our carpals, our fingers, phalanges, pressing on the client. Being able to do that, you're working all of those areas. You're able to put that pretty extreme pressure. She said she felt like got more blood flow to her back.
Yeah.
But it's because the foam roll was there the whole time, incessantly.
Yeah.
Constant low level pressure where the muscle fibers just unwind and let go because of that long sustained skin stretch that we were applying through a tool. Again, it always starts general to specific, then superficial to deep. I can see Kristen here like stretching. In my sessions, they're typically mat-based 3 hours. I would just keep working on her the same way. By the end of it, I have to scrape her off of my mat. She's very, very happy.
Yes.
So you came in at like a 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was upper back and neck.
3.
Where's your pain at right now?
3.
Ding, ding, ding.
Because it's more just like tension in some areas that we didn't get to yet. But I mean,
Yeah.
there's no, it's not pain. It's more just like tightness now.
Yeah, and everybody will be slightly different. As we go through these, meaning not just today, but the next classes, we'll have slightly different issues. I may have Kristen for the next one so we can like compare and contrast the mat. On the third, I may have another student or someone that I'm working with to be able to demonstrate like totally different stuff, because your capacity to improvise relies on intro, tie, table, tie, phase 1, phase 2, being able to work through all of that stuff, all of those sequences. I continue to give students information this way because I think it's the fastest way to support you on your journey as a therapist helping clients. We're going to take just a quick break. We're going to have you go to the restroom if you need, get a drink of water. We're going to be here for another hour. I'm going to repeat what I did on Kristen, some of it, but I'm going to change it a little bit because this is improvisation. You guys got to be able to work on each other, right? So as she comes in and tells me, I'm going to act like she's a completely new client. She'll tell me some of the same things, of course, but we're going to give it more nuance because she was complaining about her QL or whatever. We're going to work on some of that. We'll see you guys in just a minute. Go ahead and grab a drink of water, go to the restroom. And if you were the receiver, don't worry. I'm going to cover the anatomy and go over the stuff again. I'll see you guys in just 1 minute. We're going to pretend that Kristen is a completely new client to me. We'll just do a little bit of nuance work on some of the other stuff she was having issues with. When you work with clients, you have to communicate. I really cannot stress this enough, that you need to be able to verbally communicate with the clients to be able to get information from them about what they are dealing with. What that means is, as she is working on things, I need to be able to find out if she needs more pressure or less. I can guess, but I don't think it works as well, and it's certainly not as engaged for the client. The clients always responded to me like, wow, I've never, like, I feel like Robert really cares, because I kept asking questions about that, not just how's the pressure.
Yeah, more detailed.
Do you want more pressure? Do you want less? Do you want it, how about this angle? How about if I turn here? What about if I put pressure right here and then twist? Right there, right? That engagement in their nervous system made a huge difference. And a big part of that was that verbal communication. When people have problems with upper back and neck stuff, we talked again, you know, the pressure is going to be general to specific, superficial to deep. I want to be able to ask them about a pain scale. 10's hospital, 0's no pain. Kristen's come in. She's going to tell me, where you at now? 3?
My neck? Yeah, it's like 3.
Kind of 3, upper back and neck?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you feel now, by the way?
My QL and my occipitals.
So suboccipitals?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're gonna play. I'm thinking about this already. How are we gonna address those muscles? We're moving away from levator, scapula, trapezius. She's having some neck stuff, but she's feeling it more at the base of the neck. She's certainly not complaining about pecs. And here's the deal. Clients who have the chronic upper back and neck pain that we see are often having problems with those 2 muscles, pec minor and pec major. I want you guys to trust me. I have 20 years experience. I'm ornery, I'm a curmudgeon, but I do really good body work. It's one of the big issues that people face, and it's because they're rolling down into a slouch all day instead of allowing their body to fall back and open into thoracic extension. Everybody's falling forward. Thoracic flexion, slouching forward. Whenever she has issues with her QL, like, what do you feel?
I guess it was super lit up after we got up. I just feel like it's super tight, especially on like the left side.
Okay.
But it's tight on both sides. I just feel like it's a little more.
Now, I'm going to ask a question, and we are taking into consideration what we just did.
Yes.
When you feel stuff in the QL, do you feel like now the QL's yelling at you because the other stuff we made it less?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it's not like the QL got worse.
No.
It's just like now it's got your focus.
Yes.
So now I'm going to have to change it a little bit. Now, I don't want to say I don't want to deal with the upper back and neck, but how would you think offhand? Would you want me to apply pressure to your QL, like around this lower portion? Do you think that would help?
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the therapist, right? She's like, the mechanic don't ask me what
Yeah.
like what I think he should work on the car.
Yeah.
I just want to find out. What I'm going to have her do is I'm just going to have her lay down on the table, on her back, because I want to see. She's having issues. She told me with her QL. Now here's the deal. She's having a problem with her back. Dude, what are you doing? She just told you she's having a problem with her back. You had her lay down on her back.
Yeah.
Now you can't press on her back.
Uh-huh.
My work is a little bit different. I get people to trust me. I'll say, listen, just give me a minute, just let me see. And I'm just going to find out, because she's saying it's her QL. Clients won't know what a QL is. They don't know. They don't know QL is from acetabulum. They don't know none of that, right? I'm going to lift up her leg and then slowly start to bring this over. Now, is that too much on your hamstring or anything?
No.
Okay. How's that on your back?
Wee.
Okay.
My booty is tight.
Your booty is tight. All right. So she feels kind of in her gluteals. And then how is that on your lumbar spine and like your QL?
I feel it all in my butt.
All in your butt. Okay. And then because I want to create some length here, I want to create a little bit more of a stretch. I'm going to get a good grip here, and I'm going to traction. How's that?
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Where do you feel that?
QL.
In the stuff in the QL. That was what I was going for. I'm thinking about movement, and I'm trying to apply something to her specifically. It's almost like working with a new client, because she doesn't even notice her upper back and neck now.
No.
Now she's all focused on the QL. So I want to be able to get a good grip here. And what I'm going to do is I'm blocking the table. I'm up against it because I don't want to feel like she's going to fall off the table.
Appreciate it.
I want to be able to get a good grip on this leg. How's that?
Well, that's nice.
And this is above the knee,
nice.
right? I'm trying to protect the knee right there. How's that?
Yes.
Okay. Now a rock. How's that?
That's great.
Cool. Do you prefer the rock?
You could be steady here.
Right there?
Yeah.
There you go. A little more to the side or a little more down?
Back side.
A little more to the side.
Yeah.
And I'm going to block right at the knee here. I'm going to scoot my way up just a little bit right there.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I'm trying to figure out a crafty way to get in so I can grab, there we go. So I can pull her out and open.
Yeah.
Wrong one. Whoop. There we go. Right there.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel like you're going to fall off the table?
No.
Okay. And I'm blocked right here.
If you weren't there,
Okay.
I would feel like I would.
And that's where you've got to think about this when you work with people. That same thing is going to happen. They're going to be nervous about that. You have to build a sense of safety, that you know what's going on and you're communicating with them. I bring you there. Now I've got this little twist to my spine. I got this little twist down. How's that?
That's good.
There we go. Now I want to switch it. Same basic idea. I just want to come to the opposite side now. Now if I continue with her leg completely straight, it's going to be more length on the hamstring. I tend to bring people over, and then you see how she naturally on her own started to bend her knee? It probably felt a little more safe to her. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
So your glutes are tight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, did she come in complaining about her glutes?
Nope.
Nope.
I didn't even realize it.
I'm going to block right here, all completely hands-free, right? I'm going to scoot that blanket out of the way. How's that?
Good.
Now, if I'm going to get a grip, I'm going to take this arm, I'm going to wrap it around, okay? Right around the calf. How's that?
Yeah.
Out to the side
Oh, yeah.
or down?
Whichever one's okay.
Whichever, okay. So I'm going to, a little bit of twist to the opposite side
yeah,
now.
That's great.
Now, rock or static?
Static.
Tell me when.
Good.
Little up, little down.
Down.
There?
Yeah.
No rock?
Rock.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
There we go. Now, I've got this arm wrapped, okay? Just this nice little wrap right around. Improvising, right? Let's say for some reason that didn't work. Let's say I wanted to switch arms. Could I switch my body over this way and do the same? Absolutely. Absolutely. It just depends on what feels best to you. I can actually hook her calf right into my stomach so I can grab here and pull her over. How's that, Kristen?
It's good.
Cool. If I don't like that, tons of options. What if I want to come around? Totally fine. You play, okay? We're just engaging in movement here. How's that? Because now my hand's wrapped around the knee. Right there. Just that little bit of rock.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Now, I'm going to bring her back to center. And I want to see what she does. I'm using this. I'm looking at this because I'm trying to see. She immediately lifted her knees into a sit-up position. She wanted to flatten out that arch in her lumbar spine.
Yeah.
And we had her in a big twist. I'm just going to play for a second. So she lifted her knees in a sit-up position. What are you doing?
I just realized your table had a hole in it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now
So-
I put my head in the hole.
What I'm
This is perfect for my.
What I'm going to do is bring her legs up and then go, listen, how's that on your low back?
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, cool. What if I give you a little pressure there?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. And this is just an accentuation of what she was already doing, right? How's that? There we go. I'm trying to get rid of some low back stuff so I can go work on the suboccipitals. If you need to repeat what we were doing with the foam roll, the foam roll just goes in the thoracic spine. I'm going to show you how to use the foam roll in the neck here in just a minute. Changes it up. How's that? Now, what do you think? Out towards me or out towards the other side?
Oh, yeah.
Over there? Okay. So I'm going to put one shin down. How's that? That direction?
Yeah.
Do you want to rock or maintain? She likes the back and forth, that little bit of a rock there. There we go. When the client is clothed, way more options for movement. Way more options for assessment of range of motion. And muscles cause movement. We're using movement to access those muscles from origin to insertion. Even though I typically work on a mat, this is much more what my sessions look like. This is probably so far the most real stuff I've put on camera in a while. I'm going to give her just a second because I want to get my hands out of the picture.
I just don't pull my pants up.
Oh, got to pull your pants up. Can't lose your pants.
I was losing them.
All right. How does the QL, like the low back, feel at the moment?
Nice.
Cool. Do you want me to prop you here
Sure.
so you can just like hang out?
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab one of these big bolsters, what I call the chair for my studio. I'm going to grab, because it's just kind of shaped like this. I want to see if I bring that up. Is that too high, too low?
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Don't need to shift it at all?
No.
Cool. I just wanted to give her a big
As long as
bolster.
I'm not too low.
I'll use couch cushions. Don't care. Don't care at all. Couch cushions, awesome. Now, I'm gonna grab the foam roll and we're gonna change it up just a little bit. Instead of being just in a thoracic spine, I'm giving myself permission as an educator to improvise just a little bit more than I was before. We're gonna focus a little bit more on the neck itself because she's having more issues with that and like her suboccipitals. Now, I know where her suboccipitals are. The clients don't know suboccipitals from anything, right? When we talk about neck muscles, do they know the suboccipitals are like a whole group?
No.
They got a red one, a blue one, a green one.
They don't know
Right?
about the green one.
Like, no, I don't even know those specific muscles. I'd have to look them up individually. If we say, well, it seems like your semispinalis capitis is a little tense.
They're not gonna
Well,
figure
it
them out.
sounds very fancy, but it's just saying that one of their neck muscles is shortened, feels kind of dense. What they'll say is, I feel tension at the base of my skull, like at the top of my neck. Then I want to be able to figure out how I'm going to address that. And what I want to do is just come in real quick and go, hey, is it more like kind of in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like you want something that's sharp like that, or you want something a little more broad?
Sharp is fine.
Sharp is fine? Okay. So I'm just trying to feel my way around first because I'm just digging those fingers in on one side. And then I want to see if I can change this for her to make this more optimal. How's that right there?
That's good.
I'm going to see right in there. Okay. Now, how's all the stuff, other stuff in the neck? Like if you go down.
Tight.
Oh, it's all pretty tight. Even though she feels more tension right at the base of the skull, right in here. Even though she feels more of that, she's got tension in her neck. So
Yes.
I'm gonna change it up real quick. This is me.
Change it.
I'm Robert Gardner. I'm giving myself permission to improvise.
Improvise.
I want to put the foam roll in the curvature of her cervical spine, basically her entire neck. And we're going to change this. Can you lift your head for me? Okay. So I'm gonna put this kind of dead center. Now I want you. We can reposition you whatever slightly way. What I want is big, broad pressure across the neck. And here's my first thought. Because of the way she's positioned, do you see how it's brought her head up and forward? I want to change this because I want her head to be able to basically be at neutral. Instead of craned up or craned back, I kind of want it to be at neutral. And I think the way I could accomplish that, remember improvisation, figuring it out as you go, working with movement, is if I put blankets underneath her thoracic spine,
Yeah.
it's going to lift her up. So I just want to try this. And she may tell me, no, I actually like this. And that's fine. But I want to try this first. I'm going to come in and actually give her, let's try with just one. So I've got this folded. So lift up for me. Can you, your thoracic spine, if you can. You can push your hands.
I think my legs are too short. My legs are too short to lift.
So I'm going to put this guy down, and now we're going to see. Because this is the focus. I really want this in the neck. Okay?
Yeah.
Like the entirety length. Now, does that feel more balanced? Because you don't look like
Yeah,
you're
it
as
feels more balanced.
craned forward. Okay? Now, do we need to lift your bottom up higher?
Maybe.
Okay? So I'm going to grab another blanket. And I'm playing with this. I don't know, not to exactitude, exactly what she needs. Lift up your bottom for me. There you go. How's that?
Yeah.
And then she's trying to get comfortable, but I'm trying to get her comfortable applying pressure into the foam roller in the posterior cervical spine. How's that?
Good.
Okay. She's turning her head left to right. Did I tell her to do that?
No, but it feels good.
Oh, dude, listen. If you train the client does half the work for you. You've just created space for them to come in and essentially work on themselves because they're going to come in and go, oh, and just grab the foam roll and lay down on the table and start working. Right there?
Right there.
Okay. Do you feel like you need to go lower in the neck, higher in the neck, or just on that one spot?
Maybe higher.
Maybe higher?
Just a
Okay.
little bit.
You want to shift it a little bit? So, because she can move the foam roll. She knows she can do this now. Right there. Is your head lifted up too high?
No, it's fine.
Feels good. Okay. So now I'm going to come in for the assist. So right there, Kristen, she's got her head turned just a little bit. You can see her head turned just a little bit to the side, okay? I want to get this from multiple camera angles so you can see this. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use big, broad fingers. Big, broad, supported palm. What do you think, right there? I'm pulling her into the foam roll. So more to the right, more to the left.
Right.
Tell me when.
I want to go to the other side now.
And here's the deal. She's like, I want to go this side. Cool. Cool. It's her session. Like we're and the thing is we're exploring together. We're creative together. We're improvising together to figure out what she thinks is going to work best. So right there? Okay. So if I give you some pressure right there, how's that? There we go. Now, more to the right, more to the left.
Right.
Keep going.
Good.
Now, what if I rock just back and forth a little bit?
Always into it.
Always into it. Now, my hands, this is me. My hands can get tired. They can get tired of doing this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to take the hands out. This is a good place to start because you can't come in and poke them in the eyes. It's not the Three Stooges. It's not going to work for your session.
Don't do that.
It's not relaxing. Boop.
Don't do that.
If I use big, broad forearm, this big, broad, fleshy part of my forearm, I can come in and hook right on top, right up here. What do you think, right there? Okay, is that too much pressure?
No.
Okay, a little more to the right, a little more to the left.
Right.
Okay. Now I've got that big, broad forearm. I can even use that to kind of massage my forearm
That's nice.
flexors. But she likes it. Look at that. Now, up or down?
Up.
Up right there.
Down.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Is that pace good?
Sure.
Okay. Or do you mean to slow down?
You slow down.
I feel like I'm in a band. Got to double time it. Now, if I get tired of where this arm is, I can just reinforce with the other forearm. My hands are completely free.
Except we're kind of squishing my ear now.
Squishing the ear, see? But did I think about it? No. And the thing is, that's why the communication, I think, verbally is so important. We don't squish her ear. We just had her head turned enough. She naturally is like moving around, picking a new spot. Do you want your head to come like a little further back?
I wouldn't mind it being more intense, the pressure.
So she wants more intense. And I think, this is me, I think we get more intensity if I can lift her torso up. I'm going to grab a second blanket and we're just going to try this. If it doesn't work, you let me know.
Okay.
So can you lift your thoracic up? There you go. Lift that a little higher. Now I want you to try it from there. It's also going to change position a little bit. Maybe it's not as intense. Maybe for some people, if there's more length and then you push, that would be more. How does this feel so far?
Yeah, it's good.
More intense, less intense?
I think it's more intense.
More intense. Okay. That's what she wanted. And it's like, I don't know. Some people pressure. The thing is, when you think about the size of this foam roll and how broad this is, how intense is this compared to an elbow?
It's not as intense as an elbow for sure.
But you can sustain it longer.
Exactly.
Ah, yeah. So getting her to a new position. We're going to see what she likes position-wise right there. Okay. I'm going to use my hands again. Right in, I'm going to hand right there. How's that? Up or down?
Up.
Now, right or left?
Right.
A little more right. Change the angle there. And it's already on my hands. I'm like, I don't want to get my fingers involved in that. I'm going to use my forearm. Right there. How's that?
That's good.
Big, broad, fleshy part of my forearm there, guys. It's not bone. It's not the ulna. Okay. Is this working on the back muscles? Yes. It's having some effect on them at least, especially when you think about skin stretch and accessing cutaneous and subcutaneous nerves. Is it still having some effect on other muscles, even though we're doing something slightly different this time around, to levator, scapula, and trapezius? We know that we're working on the neck muscles. And I think it also has some dealings with the pecs themselves. It also is allowing us to deliver this sustained pressure into the posterior chain, which is the backside of the body, to be able to allow some sustained pressure in a spot that the client is telling me, hey, that feels really good. Like I really like this. Do you need more pressure, Kristen?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm just going to stack the other forearm on top. How's that?
Oh yeah.
More to the right, more to the left. More
there,
to the,
yeah.
right there. There we go. When I open my hand out, or when I relax it.
I don't know the difference.
That's opening my hand out. That's relaxed.
Nothing.
No difference. Okay. I was just working on my own forearm flexors due to her assistance. If you can ever trick the client into work on you, it's awesome. It increases your longevity. There's a lot of pressure. I mean, I'm pressing on her forehead down into that foam roll. I'm going to give it just a second. I want to back off because she's probably got just a little bit of therapeutic inflammation just over her forehead from the pressure. And I'm just trying to see, does she move her head around, kind of like picking a new spot?
No, she was nodding off. Oh man, I'll get back to this far over here though. Right there.
That spot over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Too much right there?
Yeah, that's good.
Good spot. I'm going to come in right over the forehead right here. I'm going to put one hand down so I feel like I've got some grip, but the real pressure is going to come from my forearm on top. Remember I talked about improvisation? Guys, once you feel comfortable, it's almost like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You're just snaking your body around the client to deliver pressure, to deliver skin stretch, to mobilize an area, traction a joint. What does this mobilization do to her neck? Do to her cervical spine. I'm going to bring my forearm over because my forearm is delivering the pressure. My hand is just there. How's that? More to the right,
Yeah.
more to the left. Yeah. I have no idea what you just said.
I said yeah.
Am I crushing your ear? Crushing your ear?
Yes.
She's dead.
I said yes.
So am I crushing your ear?
Yes.
Okay, do I need to move?
No.
Okay. Because when you tell me I'm crushing your ear, I'm like, that's not good. That's not good for clinical outcomes. Right there,
Yes.
a little bit up, a little bit down. A little bit up.
Yeah.
There we go. I think she is dead.
Yeah.
She is at the point where I could essentially do whatever. Do you notice also, and I just noticed this on camera, do you notice that she put her arms in her back? Because I didn't tell her to do that. Why'd you put your arms in your back? She was probably trying to lift her spine a bit more in that position because that felt a little bit more comfortable to her. She's getting to the point where she's nonverbal. This happens all the time in our sessions, by the way. It's like an ongoing tease. She always drinks a pot of coffee because she wants to stay wide awake while I work on her. But this deeply, deeply relaxing work, which I never focus on that. I always focus on pain management and mobility. Now, how is it if I press on the shoulders?
Nice.
Nice. Does it accentuate what you're already doing?
Yeah.
And why did you put your arms behind your back like that?
So you don't have to try to use muscles to hold on
So here's the thing, I didn't think about it. She was like, I just needed somewhere to put my arms, and I didn't have to, she just got them pinned in place because she could put them there, right? So as I come in and start to press right around in there, how does that feel?
There.
Nice.
Feels good.
Okay. Now, can I take this and then combine it? Can I put a little pressure right here? How's that? Is that a good spot? Where I've got my hand? She's completely wiped out. Now I'm going to add the shoulder. How's that? You want to move the head and neck? Any particular location? Right there?
Yeah.
Or
Sit
is-
here. Sorry.
You're fine. So if I have my hand over right here, how's that? That's good there? Okay. Now I'm going to switch hands because I want to make this other available to me. So I'm going to hook right in there. How's that? She's not giving me any feedback.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So when I say that, by the way, when I say she's not giving me feedback, I can tell. I've worked with Kristen plenty. She's falling in.
Yeah.
She would tell me if it was too much pressure or it hurt, but she's almost going to sleep.
That's true.
Even in the midst of this rocking, in the midst of this movement. Is this lengthening the muscles in the neck, in the back? Is it getting into these guys? And it's putting pressure down onto the foam roll, more specifically in the cervical spine. This is what I mean. When you continue working with me, we're going to keep improvising. I'm trying to give the students a solid foundation, but the foundation of my practice is 3 dimensions. Is mat-based. Creates a very different platform than therapists are used to thinking about. Creates tons of new options for you to be able to access things that are difficult to address, like the pec muscles. Have I used any extreme pressure? No. Sustained through a big broad foam roll, but it also saves my body in the process as we put her into that thoracic extension. Still putting pressure into the back of the posterior chain. Rocking this other shoulder. And I'm going to slowly take pressure off. And I'm going to see how she responds if she moves around. Sounded like I might have gotten a text message. I just want to make sure. I think Kristen is dead. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my towel. And I want to see this. Kristen, you there?
Yeah, here.
Okay. How does it feel on your neck? What happens if you bring your head back to center?
Oh,
How's
yeah.
that?
Bring the head back to center. I hear you, but it doesn't, like,
You're tired.
register.
You're tired.
Yeah, it doesn't register.
Now, do your clients, the sessions of 3 hours,
Uh-huh.
do your clients fall asleep?
All the time. In and out.
And it's like, how much do I focus on relaxation?
No, you don't. And neither do I. But they just knock out because, like, you're taking
Yeah.
away pain.
Yeah, it's a different relaxation. I think it's a different service than effleurage, essentially, which is a lot of our industry. If your arms are like down by your side, I'm going to put this over your chest. Can you put your arms down by your side for me?
I don't know why I'm hearing you,
You're fine.
but then I'm not
So
responding.
if I come in
Sorry.
here, I want to be able to get above, like the collarbones are right here. I want to be able to see collarbones are about right there on both sides. I want to give her a little bit more cushion because I want to get around breast tissue into the pecs, but I don't want to make the client feel uncomfortable. One, client's already clothed. Two, we've got an additional layer. We got 4 layers of a towel right here. And I'm gonna come in from above. I wanna be able to see, especially if I have her head back to center, just to start. She may change this as we work, by the way. What I wanna do is I wanna hook the heel of my hand just below the collarbones. So I'm gonna come in right here, and I can feel the collarbone right there, and I can feel the collarbone right there. Now, well, Kristen, right there, how's that?
It's good.
Now, to the right or to the left? Right or left? Right or left? She's dead. Now, what I'm gonna press
right and
straight
left.
down.
I like straight down.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're feeling this right here, my hands are close to breast tissue, but not on. I've got all these towels in here. How does this feel to you? Does it feel untoward in any way?
No.
Like, do I feel like dangerously close to breast tissue?
No.
Okay. And I'm gonna show the viewers at home, because I got my fingers here. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna use this other side of my hand, because I don't want my fingers to inadvertently go near her breast tissue, especially if I've got a new client. I'm trying to stack my hands right here, again, below the collarbone. How's that right there? To the right, to the left.
Oh my God, they're both sore.
Okay, so I'm just gonna scissor back and forth. It sounded like that's what she wants. I'm gonna switch out real quick, see if I can show you a different camera angle. Right and left, right and left. Is it too sharp the way I'm pressing?
No, it's just really tight.
Really
I
tight.
would say right.
More right
Oh my
there.
God, it's tight.
And down.
Yeah.
There we go. Now, if I just hold, is this the hand that's more active, where you feel it more there?
No, is it leg?
Or is it the left? Is it more intense on one side or the other?
Oh, they're both really tight.
They're both really tight. Now, but I'm gonna switch it up. I wanna use one. Are you ready? This is what I'm saying, guys. There's a whole world of potential out here. Please, God, I can turn on cameras and teach you live, globally. This stuff is easy. The clients love it. I'm gonna hook this right here, and how's that?
That's good.
Now, head to the right or the left?
Right.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm mainly gonna work on the pec right there. How's that?
Good.
Is it too deep?
A little sharp,
A little sharp. Okay, I wanna broaden it just a little bit. Is that better?
kind of.
Too sharp still?
Slightly.
Slightly too sharp. Okay, so I'm gonna see, because she was getting, I think, a little bit of knuckle. I wanna see if I can change the grip right here to this kind of flat hand like this. And I wanna see if I can get the pec right there. How's that?
Good.
Is that too sharp?
No.
Okay. That communication, I had to create a new tool in the moment. Mostly my hand that's on the forehead, I'm just holding in place. The left arm is what's pressing down into the pecs right there. Right into, right into that area. Now, my hands started to get tired. I want to switch it out. I want to put the left hand on the forehead and the right hand down in the pec, but this time on the right side. What do you think, Kristen, right there?
Yeah.
There we go. Is it too much pressure on the pec right there? The chest? She's dead. I'm going to go back to both sides. Is it too sharp with the knuckles that way?
No.
Okay. What do you think? More towards the center, right there? And if I lean down a little bit,
Oh.
right there?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Now I'm using that connection just to roll the head and neck back and forth. I'm a big fan of rocking because I feel like you can access different parts of the body in a completely new way. Right, left, right, left. I've opened this upper portion of the pecs. I think I actually want to go down on the sternum, and the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to change my hand position. I want to be able to use what I call prayer hands, because I can use this side of my hands right here, right down through the sternum. How's that right there, Kristen?
Works nice.
Okay. Is that too sharp? Not too sharp. Okay. What do you think right there? Right or left? She didn't give me an answer, so I'm going to go back and forth.
Oh, my bad, right. Do me
A
again.
little more right there.
Yeah.
And down. Is that too much?
No.
There we go. Right in there. You belchy?
No. It's me just making noises.
Is it rubbing on with the foam roll? Must be what it is. Am I killing you? You're like a little bit. Now I'm right along, and I'm gonna move one hand just so you can see this, because my hands are right along the sternum right there.
Yeah.
Right dead center in the chest. But she's completely clothed, and I got 4 layers of a towel down. It's a completely acceptable way. If you are a male therapist watching this, this is how I would prefer you do pec work with female clients, specifically in our culture. You're trying to create a space where they feel safe and secure for you to work on that. Women have tons of tissue that's just stuck right along their sternum because they're not getting any work to this area. And breast tissue is pulling them, again, what? Down and forward into thoracic flexion instead of thoracic extension. Because Kristen is already down on the foam roll in her neck, what I want to do is put a little more pressure maybe into the neck itself, maybe change the position slightly. I want to see what I can do with the rib cage to maybe open some of this up, maybe access some of these other muscles using movement around the torso. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and then I want to see how's this on the rib cage.
Feels good.
Feels good right there. Do you want a little bit of neck pressure with that rib cage movement? No? Was that a no?
No.
Okay. So you don't want me to do that? Hello.
I'm back.
Do you want the pressure here and the rib cage?
Yeah.
Okay, because you said no. And I'm like,
I freaking nodded off.
oh, no,
I
it's
can't
fine.
stay away.
No, well, the thing is, I'm
I'm fighting.
this is why communication is good. She said no, and I went, oh, okay, stop, okay.
I said no to my dream.
Right in here,
Yeah.
okay. And do you like that head position right there?
Yeah.
Okay, and you want more pressure right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got my hand just wrapped right there, and I'm gonna work the rib cage. If you found that you were working on someone and you couldn't do this without the towel, without it feeling too sharp, totally acceptable. She's still getting all that movement. Do you like when I grab the ribs and kind of shear down like that? Or is it more lateral?
I like. What was the second question? Lateral? Bilateral?
Down and in,
Oh yeah.
out and over.
Then down and
Down and in, right there. And then I got 2 points of contact. I can basically shear. I can go, okay, with the head and neck, a little more to the left, a little more to the right.
Oh right.
If you guys look at my body and that little bit of movement, that's me exaggerating what's going on with the hands right there. Now, if I get tired right there and I go, okay, I want to go to the shoulder. How's this?
Okay.
And I go, what about arm? We haven't worked on arms yet. How's your deltoids? How's your shoulder over here? And then she's automatically starting to do this thing. You see how she's trying to hold on to the table? Maybe I want to take advantage of that in some way. And I'm gonna see real quick if I could maybe figure something out here. If I bring my arm here.
Your leg.
How's that?
Good.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put and this is the improvisation, guys. I made my bread and butter just improvising on camera, being able to create things like this just off the cuff. Like, improvisation, jazz, using body work as a springboard for artistic expression. I'm gonna put a little pressure right here. So now her arm's got somewhere to go. I can put this palm over here, which is where the rib cage was, where I was pressing before. But now I'm gonna press her own arm in and work on the shoulder here at the same time. How's that?
Very good.
Now I can work on the deltoid. Now I can come in and work on the arm right there. And this now becomes a bolster.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, cool. So how's that right there? How's that right there? More to the left, more to the right.
Oh, more to the left and more to the right. I heard it again. I like it on the left. You did, right? Didn't you ask again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, this is video proof. She's passing out. People think
Yeah.
I'm performing. And I'm like, no, this is the stuff I do every day for 20 years.
Yeah.
Let me switch cameras here. Look like one of our cameras froze for some reason. Right there. There we go. And I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to see if this camera is still frozen, which it is. I'm going to go back over here. It's camera 2. Looks like we're doing fine. I'm going to switch it out. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side.
Nice.
Going to turn that guy off and then turn him back on, and maybe he reconnects, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. We'll see. And let's see. From here, nope, still frozen. Go up. And same thing on this side. I'm going to bring this guy up.
Okay.
I'm going to put my knee just a little bit in place. How's that right there?
Nice.
Okay. With the palm here, I'm trying to get the arm in just the right spot so I can press on the ribs, like through her body that way. And we're going to see what camera angle is going to get this the best. Is it going to be that one? Or I think that one's going to work a little better. So I'm going to press right in here and then into the deltoids. Right into the arm. Right in there. Right in there. We've used that foam roll almost as just a pillow. If we're not applying pressure there, it's just gently acting as a pillow. Still a little bit of pressure, but nothing extreme. We come in. How's that right there? Going to give her a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of left to right, a little bit of side to side. There we go. Using your body as a prop is really a high art. One of the things I've noticed over time doing this is I think that this is more active, the stuff I'm doing with my arms. This is where it feels nurturing and supportive to the whole process. It's almost the most nurturing part of the work is that passive body contact. Then I'm going to come out. I'm going to slowly go ahead and take this guy off. I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to change my camera angle again. We are still frozen over there. We are still good on every other camera. Right there. I'm going to work on the hand right here. How does your low back feel? Go to sleep, Go
Okay.
to sleep.
Good night.
Night,
Catch you
night.
next time.
Night, night. You can make this softer. You can make the work as part of improvisation. You know, it can be as gentle as, I think, cranial sacral therapy. You can be just as soft as making physical contact and stretching skin as it does like extremely deep compressions. In later classes, we're going to go in a little more detail about deep compressions and chronic pain stuff. If you work with a client and you teach them to do this stuff, how quickly does Kristen understand, oh, I can do some of this to myself? Ah. And it's something that's like rolled in. Like they like the support and assistance. Don't feel like your clients are going to leave because you show them how to work on themselves, by the way. I've heard that before.
Same.
That's completely erroneous.
That's
You show them how to work on themselves and they keep coming back for more. Got a traction through the fingers there. Got a nice little spontaneous knuckle cavitation. And all that head and neck movement. Right through that arm there. Right through that. You can come in, can work on the forearm. Tons of stuff, tons of options. We talked about working on the legs earlier, you know, if you decided you wanted to. We didn't work on Kristen's lower leg earlier. Tons of options. I'm gonna go back up to the top of the table because I wanna get some pressure into the neck again, because I've had this guy on for quite some time. I'm actually gonna lift this guy up and slide it out. I'm going to set it to the side, and then slowly what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her some gentle lift and stretch. Is that too much, Kristen? Okay. If I bring you up even higher so I can slide these out, is that too much there?
No.
Okay. Now, I did this slowly with feedback, okay? Now I'm going to slowly roll her back and down. I don't want you to jam someone extremely like forward like that. Oh, this feels like butter. How's that right there? She is dead. She is the dead.
Did you ask another question?
Yes.
Shies.
She
What is it?
is
What's the question?
the dead. That
Oh.
is, as a philosophy student, what is the question? Well, all the way back to Socrates, it's like, what is the good? There's a deep debate. I still see it being fought on TikTok every day. I'm gonna switch her out to the left side now.
I'm gonna stay awake.
Sure you are.
I know.
Now, maybe this time I want to engage in a little bit of stretch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift her up and kind of strip and bring her up and over into the neck here. That up and over. There's a big stretch right into the upper back and neck. I can use my fingers now because we're just lightly using our hands. This is an appropriate spot to use our fingers a little bit. I'm going to give some more jostle rocking to the shoulder blade there.
Nice. It's a little rough on my skin actually now.
Oh, really? So when you feel on your skin, is it where my hand is on the neck or
No,
here?
there. On my
Okay.
shoulder.
Is it because of the seam on your shirt? Or is it just too much on your skin?
I was just like a thin shirt.
Oh, okay.
It's like kind of rough.
So she doesn't like the texture, and Chris and I have worked together so much, this has come up repeatedly. Sometimes, are you ready? I wear specific Thai fisherman pants when I work on her because she doesn't like the texture of some of them if they're more rough. It's just a preference for her skin and like what feels best to her. What I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna turn her head to the side. I'm gonna do just a little bit of scalp work. Just to soften this. Her hair's a little wet. I think she had taken a shower. I'm just gonna work around the temporalis right there. Super, super relaxing scalp work. Then turn her back to center. Opposite side. Feel free with all the techniques that I've shown you. Mix and match. Make it work for you. We're not nearly done. We're going to have another 4 hours after this class is over. And each class is going to be a little bit different. We're going to change things, alter things in various ways. As complex as some of the movements, mobilizations were in this class, they're way more complex on a mat because I can move her around in almost any position. You'll see this when we get our chance next time. Right around temporalis, right there.
Uh-huh.
You dead?
No, I'm awake.
Right in there. Oh my God, she answered a question. Right. Ooh, right in there. And all that natural movement, she just started to do that. I think that's great. You can push that bolster off if you need to. Right in there. I'm going to bring her head back to center. And then go over just very briefly some of the anatomy that we covered with you guys. I want to, make sure that this stuff is clear. Feel free to mix and match. I changed it up a little bit more than I thought, but again, it's a class on improvisation. I want to be able to help you think outside the box, and I'm using 4 camera angles. Anatomy on screen to do so. My tech support and my tech issues are kind of like that camera that froze. So what? I've still got 3 more cameras than most people teaching. When you work on stuff in the back, you're addressing those muscles, but you don't have to know the origin and insertion on every single muscle. The reason I put this anatomy up is because even I, as an educator, need to be able to refresh myself. The pressure is always general to specific, superficial to deep, and I put extreme focus on communication with clients. We had a chance to work on levator scapula and trapezius. We're using mobilization sometimes to lengthen those things, even if it's me holding the arm and pulling the arm down or maybe over into a twist. We worked on muscles in the neck. We mentioned splenius capitis and the suboccipitals, but trapezius and also levator scapula go up and considered a neck muscle, bridging that junction between the thoracic and cervical spine. Really great work into pec major and minor. We did show some compression, even though we started in the first half of class dealing with stuff that was opening the chest in a passive way by being able to put Kristen in a thoracic extension, which means a simple back bend. Using that foam roller, we were able to create a positional release to allow her to access that area. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to have Kristen go ahead and slowly stand up. I'm going to remove some of my bolsters here. And just like before, I just want her to stand. I want to see how she feels. She's going to walk around. I'm going to move my bolsters out of the way. And I have to give her a minute because she's disheveled, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't even know where I'm at anymore.
Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, we're giving her just a minute because we want her to be...
My QL feels great.
Okay.
My neck feels great. I'm ready for bed. I feel well rested.
That improvisation, if I had 2 hours, that is essentially the session that I would give her. If you, as a massage therapist, forced me to work on a table, that's what I would do. That is what a session with me would look like for the common upper back and neck pain that I see in clients so commonly. That upper back and neck pain is so easy to address the way that I just showed you. I really want you to test this. If you see this on YouTube after the fact or in some other form, if you're a therapist watching this, trust me, you can use this to really help your clients completely effortless on my hands. My hands do not hurt, and it drives me absolutely insane to see therapists talking about wages that are so low they can barely survive, and they're developing carpal tunnel doing the work that they're doing in spas. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to do this and really be able to help people Kristen, how do you feel?
I feel great. This is a onesie.
Oh, that's the onesie.
That's a onesie.
Okay, you said something about a onesie, and I'm like, Kristen, what does it got to
It's a
do with
sweater for your
That's
body.
for the little kids. That's a little onesie.
No,
I was,
my neck feels great. My QL feels great. My back, my thoracic spine feels awesome. Like, I feel good. I'm happy you asked me to be your body.
it was, you know, like I'm trying to give myself permission to improvise just a little
Yeah.
bit more because that's what the class was on. I want people to be able to, you know, give and receive the session. This was a little more of a shift because we did one thing the first time and then kind of switched it up the second time. But I want to give myself permission to be able to improvise.
Yeah.
This is more how I work on a daily basis. It's more how I address various issues that I see clients coming in with. The clients love this stuff. The clients ask me constantly why this isn't available everywhere.
Yep.
And I just go, I'm looking for more students, man. I'm using 4 cameras and teaching online globally and can do so live. You can quite literally call me and I'll just take your phone call and answer your question live. You were at, I think, a 3, because we were at a 5 when you started. You were at a 3. What are you at now?
I'm at a 2.
You dropped another point.
Just because it's just like, just barely hanging on in one little spot. But
Yeah.
It feels great.
And then what about the QL?
It's like barely anything.
You don't even notice it anymore. Cool. So that really concludes what we wanted to do for today. I think that was a really great session. I'm happy to see her get, you know, some pain relief. Hopefully that would last a little while. What I would also do and recommend to you guys is you put the client on a treatment plan. It's a soft tissue treatment plan. I would tell Kristen, do you feel great?
Yes.
Cool. Would you like to receive this regularly?
Yes, please.
Awesome. And then I'm going to make a judgment. Listen, would you like to be able to receive it once a week?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, cool. And the thing is, as therapists, we have a tendency to do this by the way. We assume people can't afford it. Don't assume that. I would just pitch her and say, listen, let's say I got her in this first time and it was some kind of special deal. I gave her 20 bucks off. I'll just make up a number. I'd say, listen, I'll be happy to sell you another package of 4 of these for that same fee per session. How do you feel about that?
Sounds good. I'm into it.
Cool. Do you want to book next week, same day, same time?
You know what? That sounds great.
Well, let's book it.
Let's book it.
If I put her in a treatment plan, what I'm also going to tell her is, listen, you drop down to like a 3 or a 2 this time, right?
Uh-huh.
If we do it again, you had 3-point reduction. If we do it again, you're probably going to drop a little bit lower. Then
Yeah,
you'll
for
just,
sure.
then after 2 or 3 sessions, you'll just be at maintenance. I don't have to keep
Yeah.
seeing you. I'm not a chiropractor. It's not a revolving door.
No.
I think that's a good spot for her. And there's a good mix of improvisation, the artistry of body work, and improved clinical outcomes in relation to our business and rebooking the client. Listen, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you, Kristen, for joining in, letting me
Always here
demonstrate
for you.
that. She's always here to fall
Always
asleep.
here for you guys. Sorry I cannot stay awake.
So you guys have a good night. Listen, I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll send you an email with the information about the upcoming class. If anybody else, if you see this on YouTube later or something, I don't know how I'm going to use this later. Feel free to write down below, like, share this video. I'll talk to you guys soon, and you have a great evening.